Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading taking in the effects of the total eclipse. Now this is a fairly big event compared to some of the events that have happened in 2020. It's not an enormous event, but it is setting the stage for an enormous event with the great or grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn coming up on the solstice. It is a total eclipse, so it does have extra whammy. I mean, an eclipse is an eclipse, but the fact that it's total has that little bit of extra whammy. Now, I've covered, with astrologer David Fischer, I have covered the astrology of this total eclipse in some detail in a show that we've called 2020 season finale, which link for which will be down in the description. This is a general reading. I am looking at the energies, but I am looking for your sign. It's the same intro for everybody, timestamp as normal. So what's your sun, your moon, your rising? This I'm using oracle cards rather than a tarot Celtic cross this time, because this is a time for setting priorities. This is a time for working out how to manifest the next timeline that you want once we have the grand conjunction cycle change into the air signs. You either know what that means or it doesn't, but basically December the 21st, really big aspect coming up, sets the stage for the next 20 years and for the next 200 years and quite possibly 800 years. Again, refer to the 27 grand season finale. But what I will cover is the angels and demons that are looking after this. We have Michael, who represents, fertility, fruitfulness, unity. So there is a push towards coming together. And also what we set into motion now will hopefully get bigger. Now that has a good side and a bad side, because the two Goetic spirits that rule this decan, we have Renove, who is a favourite of mine. Astrologically, he can represent slavery, but magically, Renove is, I feel like I'm being rude, but he's hideously ugly and absolutely and utterly charming. You've heard me talk about him before if you've watched my readings before. He was a demon that went around the medieval world spreading peace and diplomacy wherever he went. You know, so he shows that no matter what the obstacle is, i.e. the hideous ugliness, it can be overcome by his charmingness. That a solution can always be found. Now, he rules this, if I remember correctly, by day. Let me just double check that. I'm sure it's by day. Yes, and by night, then Andras is the Goetic spirit in charge of that decan. Now, Andras astrologically, I'm sorry, I'm saying it with that little roll of the R because his name reminds me so much of Zathras of Babylon 5. But Andras astrologically represents folly. So it means that we are called upon to take great thought in what we are planning to do, because whatever plans we set into motion will be fruitful. Andras also is a warmonger spirit. He enjoys bloodshed for the sake of it. So you have that really obvious choice. Unity, as represented by Michael and Renove, or division, as represented by Andras. So whatever you're doing, I would say it's a good idea to make sure that your plan involves people coming together rather than drawing a battle line and go in charge. You know, there's because that will help set up, either way will help set up the energies ready for that Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. As I say, I discussed it a lot further in the 2020 grand season finale. So, season finale, sorry, no grand about it. So general reading rules apply. It's not really a predictive reading. I'll be using tarot to clarify the oracle cards. But what we are doing is looking at the energies that we could use, or if I dare use the word should, that we are advised to use to send your energy forward to create the best timeline for not just you, but for you and yours. And that's the important thing that I want to draw out, certainly with Mihail and Renove, giving that message of unity. This is not just for you, this is for you and yours. What you set into motion now affects more than just you. No shit, Sherlock. So, what's your sun, your moon, and your rising sign? There's a link in the description down below, one for the season finale, but two for the Facebook page for this group. I put these videos up. I put the astrology weather forecast style videos that I watch up, because I try and make it a bit of a one-stop shop. And it's got its own inbox, so if you want to contact me for a personal reading, that's one of the best ways to do it. Well, it's the best way to do it. Also down there's a Linktree link that will give you my Twitter, my Tumblr, and all the various different paths that you can take to contact me. But Facebook's the best bet, really. It gets checked the most often, or even better, my phone tells me what's going on. So yeah, I think I will bring up your cards. I'm sure there was something else I was going to say, but no, let's crack on and bring up the cards. So Sagittarius, if you're Sagittarius rising, this is happening in your first house. All about how you present yourself to the world, or more to the point, how you are seen by the world, the impressions that you give. And I'm seeing a joyful personality here. I think this eclipse is going to bring something good for you. We start with Dionysus with ecstasy. Plato was student of the universe. Plato, who believed it firmly in the essence of an immortal soul, but believed that that soul wanted to be free. He believed in eternal truths of, for example, the Platonic solids, the eternal truth of form. We have living light energy, see the beauty in life, which is a picture of a glowing white tree erupting out of a cityscape, or as I'm just interpreting it right now, an astral tree of light erupting over an astral cityscape. So it's representing not any particular city, but just the city, which is just as much a city of our beliefs and our transactions and our contracts, as it is a city of streets and high-rise and skyscrapers and what have you. We have the quest, plunge boldly into life, and then finally the other world, which is representing, yes, the quest, but it's also saying take your time. It's okay, take your time. The magic will happen when it comes to you. So there's two ways that I can interpret the Dionysus, is that you are bringing fun to, three ways. You are bringing fun to people, and this is something that you are really enjoying. You are making people happy. Two, you are having the fun, and therefore you are happy. It is a form of wish fulfillment. Or three, there is an entire spiritual transformation that is most joyous going on for you. All of which, whichever one of those three you get, you're on a winner. But then there's a choice that you are making to follow a truth that you cannot deny. There will be a truth presented to you that you can't deny it. It's like absolutely, I agree with that 100%. I can't say anything about that. And that leads to an immense amount of growth and an immense amount of I think either light being injected into your life or you injecting light into others. Now, certainly if you are the one providing the fun for people and really enjoying it, you are in the position to inject that light into others. It's almost like you've got competing paradigms going on. We have the beautiful glowing paradigm of that tree, or we have the dark and miserable paradigm of that cityscape. And what this card actually really reminds me of is the ideas out of an anime called Shokugun no Shana, which had two levels of reality happening all on top of one another, and the strength of one's existence was the currency that they fought over. Things could be unmade, things could be made to not exist, and to never have existed. And I'm seeing that tree as coming into the city as either giving the option of come and join in with my light, or simply cease to be. Now, that probably sounds a bit provocative, a bit us and themness, but I'm seeing it more as dissolving blocks to everybody being able to link into the tree. Because the first thought that I had before I even got to Shokugun no Shana was, oh look, Yggdrasil, the world tree. So there is a source, a growing, living source of light, of beauty that you will recognize and that others will be recognizing in you. So I don't know if it was Gemini or if it was Scorpio that I was saying, whoa, oh no, it was Scorpio. Hold your horses, pull back a bit, stop trying to help so much. Whereas I'm saying, get on the rooftops, shine your light as brightly as you can, because either you're having fun or everybody else is having fun, or you're going through a wonderful, joyous transformation, or all three. All three sounds good. So I'm actually thinking that this is good for you, but it's a process that you have to allow to unfold, because yes, you want to dive straight in to this new way of being, this new idea, this new transformation, which was a wish fulfillment. It's something that you recognize, that you've made the choice to stay with. However, just as the other world card implies, the Hierophant here is saying there are rules that you need to abide by. There are traditions that you need to observe. There are limits on how much you can dive straight into something like Animal off the Muppet Show. You know what I mean? It's this is not a solo piece for Animal off the Muppet Show. This is far more considered, far more... if you're rushing in, you won't have time to feel the awe and wonder. If you're taking the Animal from the Muppet Show approach, you don't get just to look around and admire the beauty. You're just in there. But one thing that Plato would tell you is admire the beauty. That way you can understand it. Now, the other world card is clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So it's again stressing that idea of balance and stressing the idea that, the ship will come in. It's just going to take its time. Now, 4 other cards dropped out, and this is emphasizing and colouring the message that I've already given. We have the Devil, 7 of Swords, 3 of Wands, and Queen of Pentacles. So take that forward motion, but use it strategically, because that's the way that you will find benefits, that you will gain results. But these results are longer term. They're going to take time. So it's something that needs to be nurtured. You need to nurture you. You need to nurture this transformation. But all in all, I don't see The only challenge here I see for you, Sagittarius, is just to slow down a little through this transformation. You know, make sure, what's the phrase? Keep your arms and legs inside the guardrails at all times. You know, there's you don't want to be hurtling wherever. It's a nice slow walk, because that way you get to admire all the gorgeousness that's around you. That is lovely, Sagittarius. I hope it's right for you, because that does show a wonderful sense of either having a good time or having a really good spiritual transformation, and quite possibly both. So best of luck, Sagittarius. If it means anything to you, comment down below. And the thing I forgot to say during the intro was the standard YouTube like, share and subscribe. If you haven't watched it, do check out our 2020 season finale video that I did with astrologer David Fischer. And obviously, if you're not doing it already, go and watch your moon and rising sign. Cheers.